How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic.
Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Pleasure's mine.
This is the big one, isn't it?
The big one as in I'm speaking to the voice and you're the biggest name in this conference.
Well, you know, that too, but I'm talking about the fight in general. It's going to be a fantastic occasion.
Yeah.
How disappointed are you that it's not here, though?
No, actually I'm not. I was in the beginning,
Right.
but we're $1 million apart on the purse bids. If it's been 50,000 or what, you'd have thought the promoter could have worked a bit harder, but $1 million. This means that Al Heyman, brother Al Heyman, of course, is once again stating his intent on what he wants to do. He wants to have the best around him, and whilst we're not obligated to do anything with him, I would hope from a promotional point of view that's going to happen.
Right.
You know, like with Matchroom, etc., etc. But it depressurises James. It means that he doesn't, for example, have to, bow and scrape to every demand that comes to him. And if you do, you're wrong. If you don't, you're wrong.
Do if you don't. Don't if you do. Don't if you don't.
He's doing what he's done many times. He went to Beijing to win the Olympic gold medal. So I don't see any. We're a tight team. I don't see any problems whatsoever. We're going away. We've got a job to do, and it's of course awfully reminiscent of why I had to do with Nigel Benn. Go out to America and win on American soil.
Grab it.
And the great thing here, of course, is that it's live, on NBC, coast to coast, United States. So the coverage is unbelievable. And obviously it's live on Sky here. And the great news, for all the subscribers to Voice Online is, of course, the fact that the fight will be shown here at 9:45 in the evening. And if you have Sky, it's free. No pay-per-view or whatever, etc. This is going out to the masses. I'm really looking forward to it.
Looking at the way that both fighters are prepared in terms of that, they both had 3 fights last year. Dirrell had these in a bit of a hurry. Last 4 months of the year, I think he packed these in.
Yep.
Totally different in class of opposition.
Yep.
You look at James and think he's probably the better prepared fighter out of the two, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think of the two of them, James is the better prepared. You've got to remember that Dirrell has not boxed or not received a meaningful blow other than the one which Edwards caught him within the last round.
Derek Edwards, yeah.
Since he fought Abraham. And then you've got to look at what happened in the Abraham fight. Was it psychological or was it neurological? We don't really know. What we know is that since that time, he has never fought somebody at the weight other than his last fight. So he's had one meaningful fight in 4.5, 5 years.
Do we read anything into his loss against Carl Froch? It was a split decision
No,
in Nottingham.
He beat Froch.
He beat him, so that wasn't an issue.
He beat Froch. James beat, George Groves.
Okay.
They didn't
It's just
get
one
the
of those
decision.
things.
Yeah.
Why is it taking so? I mean, obviously you mentioned what happened against Abraham. So is that why it's taking so long for Dirrell to get to this point? Because you look at him, he started his career a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think he's had, maybe contractual problems. We don't really know.
Right.
What I do know is that obviously they are a unique family to have two outstanding talents in the same weight category, and he'll be very confident, very, very confident. This is the toughest fight of James's career. Make no mistake about it.
What makes James win this fight for you then?
Desire, hunger, inner belief, work, commitment, and 5 gears. Our guy's got 2, maybe 3 gears.
Right.
And that's when you'll see the difference. There is a new James Degale. There's a James Degale pre-Wembley when he fought Gonzalez, and because you've covered all these events. There's that James Degale, and there is a James Degale who got in the ring with Gonzalez, injury-free. This Gilmore's groin, which is now
Go on.
happily had major surgery, and he's now fully recovered.
What's he like as a character to work with now as he homes in on this fight?
Do you know, trying to describe James as a character, I look for him, some boxers are different. James likes to be in a family environment. Nigel Benn likes to be singular and just one-on-one. In camp, I was probably the only person who could talk to him on a level, because we was both coming from a similar background and a viewpoint where we were like, wow, gosh, everything was new, big cars joined onto cars, like these stretch limos and everything. It was all new. James is coming into an environment where he has this inner circle, which is made up of Leroy and his mum Diane, and of course his wonderful sister and his brothers, etc., 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 and myself. And he trusts that team. He trusts that team, and that's the most important thing. For he's going to have to believe in a game plan, and if you don't have sufficient trust, you'll start to doubt all other areas. I hold and maintain James wins this fight, and it will be a tremendous. We'll continue, like Gonzalez, Periban. Expect a little bit of the
TKO.
Same. For me, James stops it.
He stops him, yeah?
James stops it.
You ready for all the tricks of the trade? You're a wily old character. You know what's going to happen when you get over there.
Yeah, of course.
You ready for it?
Diuretics. Like
the whole lot, mate. Gloves.
Be careful be careful of what you order. Anytime.
Yeah.
So no, we're on it. Leroy's a fantastic cook. Diane's a wonderful chef. We know we're on it. So if somebody's down with acute diarrhea, you know that I was the food taster. So we can, we all laugh and joke about. I think everything that we want is there. We're going to Boston. My eldest brother is a professor of African history at Rhode Island.
Okay.
So for me, that's great. He's only 12 miles up the road or whatever it is, and we're fully prepared. We've left no stone unturned whatsoever.
So coming home with a belt then?
Coming home with a belt, and then we're going to Wembley, Guna.
On that note.
Pleasure.
Thanks a lot,
Take care.
mate.
Cheers.